Oh my goodness. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. W- There's no words to describe how proud I am of the team. Like genuinely, like if you if you go out of that game as a fan and say, "Oh, well Chelsea should have done better. Chelsea should have done like weren't as good as they could have been." I would say I would have to very much disagree with you because Chelsea gave the best performance out there. Even though we've made a few mistakes, that was the best we looked all season. And I'm not even joking when I say that. That was the performance that probably defines us this season and against such a tough opposition. And many people were going into this game. Many fans were going like, "Oh, well, I'll take like a 1-0 defeat by Real Madrid or something like that." Many people were not backing us, and you can bet that the opposition was just like, "Oh, yeah, Chelsea don't have a chance beating Real Madrid or something like that." But we showed why we deserve to be in this last four. We really just gone and shown the entire world why we deserve to be in the last four of the Champions League. And what a performance by the team. And many people would like to give man of the match. I wish I can give every single one of those players who played today man of the match, the man of the match award. They were absolutely spectacular from front to back. You had people like Rudiger who was putting in a fantastic shift. You have people like Conte who was dominating the midfield and showed how much energy he had, and it was just very impressive throughout that entire game. He was basically running around, running riot, and just taking control of the ball whenever he could, and making some of the best players in the world who play for Real Madrid look like absolute like dolls and stuff like that, bro. He made them look like mannequins, bro. He was just so good today. And don't forget Pulisic, the American Pennsylvanian guy, scores against Real Madrid in probably the biggest game of his career so far. He scores against them, and then next thing you know, Real Madrid end up tying it up, and that just goes to show how much of a how intense this game was. Like it was just intense, and overall, just a very good game of football. And I have to, even though we would have liked to win, I would have to congratulate Real Madrid for putting on a good performance. Even though we were expecting a lot more from them, they were still very dangerous on us. They didn't let us have it easy. They were still pressuring us pretty damn hard. But even more so, Chelsea still, for me, was the overall best team in that game. We took the game early on. We took it by the horns, and we were just absolutely dominating them. And it's a shame that we didn't get to score more goals later on. We had that chance with Werner, where he was literally by himself. And if you go back to my watch along, I was just very upset at the time. I still have no idea whether or not that was a good save by Courtois or another blunder from Werner. But regardless, he was putting on a shift today. Whenever he saw a good through run, he was there. It's just unfortunate that he wasn't able to finish the chances that we had. But regardless, the whole team played very good. And I'm just gonna get straight into lineups because I already got all my emotions out during the watch along, and now I just feel like I'm just gonna go over and bring them out again. So without further ado, let's just get into the people who played today and who gave us that fantastic performance. So obviously, Mendy started in goal, and even though he let a goal in, and that was probably like the first time he's let a goal in a while, ever since that West Brom game, I'd still say he had a very decent performance. Obviously, wasn't tested too much other than that one shot from Benzema, which ended up going in. And I think that was the only shot on target by Real Madrid. It was through that Benzema goal. And Mendy's been forced to do a lot of saves before and make a lot of spectacular saves, but I just think that was a goal that he could not have prevented. So I'm not blaming Mendy for that. Going on to the center backs now: Christensen, Silva, and Rudiger. And let me just give me a moment to talk about Rudiger for a second. Rudiger this season, he at the beginning of the season and definitely under Frank Lampard, he was nowhere. All right, this man was completely out of the squad. This man did not look like the beast he is now. He was just like another form, and a lot worse than he is now. That's just kind of how he looked like at the beginning of the season. The dude has just done a complete 180, and honestly, the guy who I think has improved most throughout this entire season has to be Rudiger. Rudiger was someone who was just kind of left out of the squad early on. and he just took it on himself, and he was just like, you know what, I feel like I can get back into this team and be better than anyone would have expected otherwise. And you know what, I honestly can't remember the last time Rudiger's played this well. He got the assist for the Pulisic goal. He just kind of looked up and saw that Pulisic was running behind the Real Madrid defenders, and he was like, let me just ping a ball. And he did it like it was nothing. Like, let's not lie, that was a tough ball to put in. And it's just so bizarre to see how much Rudiger has honestly changed throughout the season. And that's why I decided I was deciding between Conte or Rudiger for me to give my man of the match. The man of the match today was Rudiger, all right? Conte, we know Conte can put on those performances, and he was at the tippy top. Conte today, he was at the best form. He looked like he was in the best form that I've seen him in a while. But Rudiger, like, this man at the last few minutes, like it was like around the 80th or 90th minute, this man was running down the sideline at full speed, and this man was not stopping. He got pushed once by a Real Madrid defender, he kept on going, and then next thing you know, he's literally in front of a Real Madrid defender, and then just taps the ball forward, and he's still going, and it's only because of the arm of the Real Madrid defender who ends up like knocking him, or maybe it was just like a head-on collision. I can't remember what happened, but only then does this man stop. And at the last few minutes of the game, to have that much energy and just be thriving, just be pushing the team forward. Not to mention he got an assist to secure us a goal, an away goal, a precious away goal in the semifinal. I had to give it to Rudiger. It's either the debate's either between Rudiger, Pulisic, and Conte for my man of the match, and maybe Mount, because Mount also had a very spectacular game. But for me, Rudiger honestly deserves man of the match. He put in such a shift that I haven't seen in a while. And not to say that he has been performing like bad or whatever. He's actually been starting for us as of late. But this performance just overall was just very good from him. I want to see more of that in the second leg, and I want to see more of that from now on. Rudiger gets the man of the match for me. Top class defender. This man did not let anyone beat him. In fact, he was running up the pitch and giving the other team's defenders, a run for their money. So Rudiger, my man of the match. But a close second would have to be N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante, what a performance by N'Golo Kante. This dude lives for big games. This dude absorbs and immerses himself into these big games. He was just in complete control. And one instance that just kind of drew me into him was when he had the ball, and it was in the second half. He had the ball, and then he was just trying to make something work. He was dribbling all these players and stuff like that, trying to get through the midfield, the defense, and then when the ball comes out, he's still fighting for the ball, and he's still making sure that the ball is his and the ball is ours. And that is just his work rate. That entire game was absolutely spectacular. Especially in the second half, when you expect him to be worn out from already running around the pitch in the first half, this dude still has the energy, still has the passion, still has the fight to still go on and do something for the team. Even though everyone else is getting tired in the second half, Pulisic got subbed off, Werner got subbed off, and Azpilicueta got subbed off. Those guys, put on a good performance, but it was clear to see that those guys were getting tired after a while. They were looking a little bit fatigued. But then Conte, someone who played that entire 90, bro, he was just on it. And just like Rudiger, he still had energy throughout that entire game. Very happy with N'Golo. Definitely, if I had to pick a second man of the match, that would be him. But as I said before, all these guys deserve a man of the match. These guys never put a foot wrong. Silva and Christensen looked really good. Silva, when he had to do when he kind of didn't know if there was people in behind him, Real Madrid players behind him, just kind of basically did a bicycle kick to clear the ball. I thought that was really good. And then Christensen was doing very good. There was one moment when Hazard tried to get past him, and then he just completely cleared off. AC Hype was going mad at that time. Jorginho, oh my goodness, Jorginho was very, very good on the passing. Very, very good on the passing. He was trying to distribute the ball as much as possible. And what I saw from Jorginho that entire game was that he was trying to give these long crosses, overhead crosses, and put the players in. Unfortunately, I don't think any of those worked. But that was just good to see from him. And we know he can do that in the future. If he gets that aspect right of his game, then honestly, we're going to be so threatening. Just giving overhead balls, kind of like how Rudiger did. And Jorginho's trying to perfect that as well. So if he does get that under his belt, then honestly, he's going to be such an amazing player. Overall, though, he just looked very good with the passing and very good with the transitions between from the defense to the attack. Very good at moving the ball forward. And then our attackers, let me get to Chilwell first and Asby. Asby, same Asby performance. And Chilwell, both of those players in particular, in the first half at least, those guys were trying to cross it in as much as possible. And those guys had very good opportunities and a lot of opportunities to cross the ball into the middle. That's what they ended up doing. And it's unfortunate that we didn't, capitalize on those because many times we had the ball and we could have crossed it in, and we did. And it's unfortunate that we didn't get to the end of those. Like as many people like to say, our final product, our final product is not the best right now. We had to work on it, and I feel like that's definitely the case with some of these players who had golden opportunities to score at least another goal for us in this game. And also another aspect of this game that I really enjoyed from Chelsea, the tight passing. It was just phenomenal. That was something that I wasn't even expecting for us to do. Whenever Real Madrid were close on us, and because it was a problem that, like, this kind of reminded me of problems last season, where if there were men on us, like just close to us in general, then we were definitely going to lose that ball because we have to worry about the men behind us, and next thing you know, they suddenly get the ball out of our feet, and next thing you know, they're on the counterattack. Well, it was just tight passing from Chelsea, and that's honestly what created the pockets of space behind the Real Madrid defense, which we capitalized on. Like, one specific play in general was just between Asby and Conte and Pulisic. Asby had a man on him, then he passes it to Conte, who also has a man on him. But these are and this is all one touch too. So Asby gives the first pass to Conte. Conte's got a man on him, and then just immediately gives the pass to Pulisic, who finds the space behind these Real Madrid players and just starts driving the ball towards their goal. And honestly, very good attacking wise in the first half. Our attack in the first half was absolutely phenomenal. I would say, though, it kind of dipped in the second half, but we're still creating chances. In the second half, we put on Havertz and Ziyech for Pulisic and Werner on top, and those two were working really well together. Havertz was trying to find something. Ziyech was finding these pockets of space behind, kind of like what Werner likes to do. Ziyech was doing that himself, and then it was just so good from the whole team in general. Let me talk about Mount. All over the place again, starting our attacks, stuff like that. The same type of performance he does, and that's all you can say about Mount. Mount is consistent. Mount is consistently putting on good games for us, and he is just someone who is unbenchable at the moment. Very good. Very happy to see what he did today. Werner and Pulisic. Werner honestly should have scored, and I'm thinking about it again. Werner should have honestly scored. I know it was a good save by Courtois, but it was all about placement in that area. He's only got to worry about where the ball goes, and he ends up giving it like kind of straight at him. If he just works on his placement more, that definitely could have been a goal for him, but it's just unfortunate. He has to work on that, though, and that is a serious problem going on if he can't do that, if he can't be expected to finish those in future games. Pulisic, very proud with him. That dude was getting, destroyed in terms of the people, not like skill-wise, but the guys. Real Madrid were literally just trying to break off his legs. That's all they were doing, because this kid was literally moving all around them. He was literally like finding these pockets of space and easily bypassing these Real Madrid players, and that's why he got fouled a lot of times. But still, when he scored that goal, oh my God, my emotions were just running high, and that was a fantastic goal from him because he needed to get around Courtois. He still needed to make sure that he had enough distance between him and Courtois, so then Courtois would still be lunging towards him, but then Pulisic would just be able to just get past him at the end. And then it's still a hard finish because Real Madrid had two defenders, Carvajal and Nacho, at goal, and Pulisic still had to find a way to get it past them. Luckily, he does. It was a deflection off of Carvajal or Varane. I can't remember who it was. And we ended up scoring. So Pulisic gets us that precious away goal, but still, it is the entire team who put on an absolute shift today, and I have to applaud them. And I had to give credit to every single player who showed up today, because that was just the best performance we could have asked for. And I know that we will be better in the second leg, because this was like the field itself was just terrible conditions. The weather was just terrible throughout that whole game. I'm just glad that Chelsea were able to fight through it all, and against this tough opposition, who are probably and unarguably the best European team in world football. We have gone toe to toe with them, and even though it was a draw, we got the away goal, so we're technically through to the final as it stands. What a performance by Chelsea, and Chelsea fans, you couldn't ask for more in that game. That was just a spectacular performance from front to back of every single Chelsea player who played today. And I have to say, thank you, Chelsea, for making our dreams in the Champions League still alive. And you know what? They're actually clear, because as it stands, we are through to the semifinals. But let's not get it twisted. We have to play the second leg, and we have to play just as good, if not better, because Real Madrid are obviously gonna play at our own stadium, and I don't know if it's too summer or not, playing on a dry pitch. So we're gonna see how it stands in the second leg, but I am confident going into the second leg that we can go on and win it and then go to the final. I am very confident after this performance, very confident from the boys. So it ends 1-1, Real Madrid and Chelsea, and honestly, before I end it, I have to say, what a fantastic match of football. That was jam-packed. There was so much action in it. So many fouls. So many good moments from both teams. Overall, though, Chelsea were just the better team in general. We created so many chances. We were through on goal so many times. And it's honestly so sad that we can't be coming out of this game with a win, because I definitely felt like we should have come out with a win. And then I also feel like maybe if we didn't give Real Madrid that one chance to score, then we would be having another clean sheet, which is just very important in the semi-final draw. But it ends 1-1. Very proud of the boys. Very proud of Tuchel and how much Tuchel and how much he's actually changed the squad. All praises to him. Praises to Pulisic scoring that goal. And that is just gonna be my reaction. My voice is dead. I don't know if your guys' voices are dead, but that match was just so much action, so much enjoyment out of watching that semifinal. This is what we live for as football fans. And as a Chelsea fan, what a way to return to the Champions League semifinal. What a way, Chelsea. I'll see you guys in the second leg. We're going to play in the Premier League before that, though, so make sure you guys tune in for that during the weekend. I'm going to be doing another watch-along as well. And that's just going to be my take on the game, guys. Make sure you guys follow your local blue on Twitter. Pointing to the wrong side. Yeah, follow your local blue on Twitter. Subscribe because it doesn't hurt. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy the game in general, because that was just action-packed. And, like if you liked, hit the like button if you also liked my reactions and stuff like that. But that is just going to be my take on the game. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Up the Chelsea.